Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Turnbuckle Talk with me, Steven Spice. On today's episode is a bucket list one for me, a bucket list one for me. My guest is a dream interview, and I can remember sitting at home recovering from brain surgery and getting a special video message from this superstar and screaming my head off and smiling so big because it took a moment in a busy time to send me a special message. I still have that video and it still means so much to me. In fact, this moment means so much to me that I can say I'm a little starstruck. Now, I have become famous for my intros. So I am hoping to do my guest justice because he's done a lot in his career. Please welcome to the show the four-time IPW heavyweight champion, the two-time WGP heavyweight champion, the inaugural TNA X Division champion, which he won 6 times, the two-time TNA heavyweight champion, the first TNA Triple Crown champion, the first TNA Grand Slam champion, the inaugural Ring of Honor Hero champion, the PWI winner of Match of the Year. The PWI winner of Match of the Year in 2016 for his match at SummerSlam with John Cena. The PWI Wrestler of the Year, from 2016 to 2018, the PWI Wrestler of the Decade for the 2010s, the number one of the top 500 wrestlers in the PWI 500 in 2010, and the top 10 of the PWI top 500 in 2020. This is a lot of championships and a lot of stuff. I don't blame it. The rolling Stone Wrestler of the Year in 2016, the two-time WWE champion, the one-time Intercontinental champion, the three-time WWE United States champion, the one-time Raw Tag Team champion with Omos, the 32nd Triple Crown champion, the 15th Grand Slam champion, which makes him the second in history to become this both in TNA and WWE undercard angle. The winner of the WWE Intercontinental Champion Tournament in 2020, the winner of the Slammy Award in the year for his Boneyard match against The Undertaker at WrestleMania 36. He has been called the wrestler of his generation. For me, he is one of the best wrestlers in history. He has appeared in 288 pay-per-views and main evented 118 of them. He is the phenomenal one. He is AJ Styles!
Wow.
Oh, I was going to turn off my camera.
I don't see you. Where is he? Oh, what? There he is. That was good. That was a lot. That was a lot. That's 22 years worth of performing from AJ Styles that you had to call out there. That was a lot. Kudos. That was awesome, though. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, you could. If I'm ever on your show with you again, you could definitely shorten it up. I'll be okay with that.
Anytime.
All right, man. Happy to be on your show.
I'm happy to have you be here. I'm starstruck. I have no words except for my questions.
Well, let's knock these questions out. I'm curious to see what kind of questions that you may have for me.
Let's Styles clash these questions out.
Okay. All right. Let's Styles clash them.
Okay. Now comes the time that makes me really excited, where we get to lay a phenomenal forearm on some wrestling questions.
All right, let's do it.
What made you want to become a wrestler?
Now, listen, you're not going to like this answer. A lot of people don't, and I've heard people say, listen, don't tell people that. But here's the truth. The reason why I wanted to get into wrestling is because I wanted to make money. Now, when I first got into wrestling, I didn't realize you don't make any money, zero. You barely make gas money to drive 4 or 5 hours away. But it was too late. I just fell in love with the sport, the entertainment. I just enjoyed it so much that I was obsessed with it. So um, it may have been, I don't know if you would call it a wrong reason. I mean, if I'm planning on making a career out of this, then it was for the right reason. But I just really fell in love with this, sport form of entertainment. But I first got into it because I wanted to make a living.
To be honest, I don't blame you. Some people like to do it for the money, and then they accidentally fall in love with it. That's what some people do. It's not even their, because if they were in it for the money and then they love it in the future, then that's good because then they love it.
Yes, and my passion is definitely
for your passion.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. I take a lot of pride in what I do when I step in those ropes. 100%.
Do what you love, and money will follow.
Bingo.
Now, I had a question. Saved up in my head, but I can't remember because I got into that passion thing.
Yeah, I'm at that. That was on me. I apologize.
No apologizing here. No apologizing.
We were phenomenal for them in these questions, and then I just knocked that one right out of you.
What would you say the hardest thing about your job is, and what is the best part about your job?
So the hardest part is you're going to have to leave your house. You're going to go, maybe your son has a birthday or your daughter has a birthday. It's a good chance you might miss it. And there's things that you're going to miss at school that they're doing, and anniversaries that you may have with your wife. So there's the things that you have to sacrifice as far as spending time with your family. But the best things is you learn to appreciate, especially after this, the pandemic, like how awesome fans are, how awesome it is that they're there to watch you and enjoy what you're doing in that ring. Like, I think I took it for granted. And it's almost like since COVID happened, it kind of put me back in position to appreciate what I've got. Like, not that I didn't, but really put it in perspective. So fans are everything to what I do, and I really do appreciate them.
Speaking of fans, you said your favorite place to wrestle was Japan because of the fans.
Right.
Tell me Canada is tied up with that.
I would say that Canada is definitely right up there with Japan, because the thing about Canada is they love wrestling, always have for decades, and they've showed it. When I remember watching the Rock and Hogan, and they were just going crazy for Hogan, like they made that match special. Had they not reacted the way they did, then it wouldn't have been anything. But Canada has always been great to me as far as me going up there and traveling and performing in front of them.
Before you signed with the WWE, you had turned down a development contract because your wife wanted to start her career in teaching. Can you talk about how important that moment was to you as a husband and a dad?
So I didn't currently have kids at that moment, but I was offered a developmental deal with WWE to move to Cincinnati. So I would definitely been moving up north. And if that happened, my wife would probably move in with their parents. I didn't think that was right. My job was to take care of my family. My wife at that point was my family. It's all I had to take care of, but that was my job. And so I think she'd already started school, and she already started pursuing her career, and hers came first before mine. So it was that point I decided I was going to have to turn down the development deal. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me because I wasn't ready to go to WWE, and who knows if it would have lasted. So I did the right thing.
Okay, I just figured I was gonna tell you.
Okay.
Okay, one. I saw the video of you playing with the new WrestleMania toys,
Uh
and you're like, Charlotte's done, Charlotte's dead. That was hilarious. I love watching those videos. I'm sorry, but they love them. I
huh.
love them. It's just wrestlers playing with other wrestlers are pretty much one of the best things I've ever seen. It's
We need.
so
So you're saying we need to do more of it?
yeah, I love those. They're like one of the best videos of figures ever made.
All right, I'll let them know.
Now, number two, how do you come up with your signatures and finishers?
So I like being different. I think anytime you do a move that someone else do, you think of that person. So that's why I like to make sure my moves are unique to AJ Styles. Now it's very hard to come up with something different, but you can put your own twist on it so that people think of you when they see it. So from my phenomenal forearm to the Styles Clash, to the backflip, Scorpion Death Drop, to the DV knee, even like little things like that, or me trying to separate myself from everyone else and just be innovative. There's nothing wrong with that, and I think it's a good thing. And like I said, when people see moves that are done by me, they think of me. And when people see me do, I don't want people to see me do moves and think of someone else. Always me, always AJ Styles.
I think that I don't know how you come up with these names. Like these names are like super like unique. And how do you think of these names? Like Styles Clash, you think of your name.
I'm going to be honest with you. Most of the time, I don't think of them at all. A lot of times, they come from someone else who sees it, or whatever. Like a lot of these moves, names have come from not the moves, but the names have come from someone else almost every time.
You have had a lot of figures released over the years. Which has been your favorite one released, and what figure has not been released that you would love like to see released with like which year?
I think for me, my favorite is going to be the first one, like that, like as far as that I've made from that I've been in that company. Like I have my TNA one that I still have in the case, everything, and then my first WWE action figure. Like those are important to me. They just it's a big deal. But the newest one to come out that I'm really excited about is the one where I fought the Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Yep.
And in
WrestleMania
the
38.
Boneyard match, and I'm looking forward to seeing that action figure.
Mom was like WrestleMania 36, but I'm like, I mean WrestleMania 38 for the series.
I don't know.
That's a good figure. I'm like, I need this figure. I need
So
it.
I think this is the first figure that I've ever had that has me in regular like blue jeans and a cutoff shirt. So that's cool for me.
Honestly, that figure I need. The reasoning why I have the Boneyard match. That the Boneyard match Undertaker, and it does not. It's stupid to have one from the match and not the other.
I agree. So I'm looking forward to seeing it too.
And to be honest, I got a question. How did you come back after being buried alive?
I dug myself out. Everybody knows that.
But one of your hands was stuck.
I was just sleeping. Took a nap.
Wait, did the OC come?
Of course they did. Yes, they got thrown off the building, and then when they recovered, they come and dug me out.
Yeah. What has been your favorite in Ray? Oh, by the way, like I said about the figures, sorry to say this, but there is gear from other companies that I would love to see come out. Like Pentagon Jr. when he came in when the Royal Rumble as Joker. Just like your gear, you have some sick gear that can come out.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to see more AJ Styles, to be honest.
We got some more gear coming. Don't worry. I always change mine up.
Can't wait to see it. Maybe you should make like a purple gear, because I've never seen you wear purple.
You have, yeah, you don't have, well, I did. I wore purple a couple times, actually. I have a very limited amount of purple gloves, so I can't wear it that much, but every now and then I wear a purple and black.
I would love to see you wear another purple and black. Please wear another purple and black gear so a figure can come out. Please.
I think it's already out. There's a purple one out.
Okay, give me a second. Oh, Mom just made a mistake.
Oh yeah, is she the one that said about purple?
Nope, she just pinky promised to buying it. She just made a big mistake.
That's a big mistake. Big mistake.
What has been your favorite in-ring gear? Like, I know for Rey Mysterio, his favorite outfit was his Halloween Havoc outfit against Eddie Guerrero.
Wow. Man, I've had so many. Gosh. This is, out of all the questions you've asked, this one may be the toughest. So I think my blue that I had stripes on the side rather than like a racing stripe down the side. It's not that one, but it had stripes going down.
This one?
Yes, that was one of my favorite gear. I like that blue on blue.
This is actually the one I was playing with before you joined.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite.
So it started off with this one being my favorite figure, the Top Picks one.
Yep, that's awesome. That's when I wrestled Shinsuke.
Then it came up with this gear as my favorite.
That was the United States Championship gear. And
now it's this one.
Yeah, I want to say I wore that one in a elimination chamber match.
Okay. What would you say the toughest obstacle has been for you in your career?
The toughest thing or toughest opponent?
Toughest opponent and thing, both.
Well, I think that the toughest opponent would probably be maybe, I don't know if it was toughest, but it was just the best. I think, I don't know if it was the best. I've had so many tough opponents like Roman Reigns and John Cena that are really, I think, propelled me to the next level. So I would say those guys are definitely up there. The hardest thing is, being able to get ready for the next day after you've had a grueling match, a really pounding match that's tough to recover from, and be ready to be on Monday Night Raw the next day. That's sometimes the hardest thing.
There's like a circle in the middle. I thought it was just like this.
It is. Depends the gloves. So some gloves, they're a little bit wider, but most of them are there's a little V circle probably.
I know when you made your debut in WWE.
Royal Rumble 2016.
Did not know what year it was, but I knew it was the Royal Rumble.
See, I feel like I've accomplished something knowing more than you when it comes to wrestling.
Trust me, I've known a few times, but I just can't remember. Now on the other side, what? Wait, you didn't tell me what your biggest obstacle was in your career.
Well, yeah, remember I said I was trying to get ready for the next day after having a grueling match.
Yeah. Sorry. Now the other side. What has been the top 5 moments to you in your career?
top 5 moments. Winning the WWE Championship for the first time, winning it again in England was awesome, awesome, awesome. Because a WWE Championship has never changed hands overseas,
First time.
it was the first time for it to do that, and that was really cool for me. Um, just the Royal Rumble, debuting there was another big one, and being to have so many great matches, with John Cena at SummerSlam and so many other guys that I've been there with in WWE. It's fun. I enjoy it.
That's only 3. No,
How many? How many do I got?
2 more.
2 more.
Yep.
3. Let's see. Those are the ones that stick out. The other ones just kind of run together. Being a Grand Slam champion, that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I was able to do that. I'm trying. I've done so many different things. It's hard to remember. After we get off this interview, I'm like, oh yeah, I should have said that one. Here's another one.
Yep.
One that I never thought I'd be able to do. I never thought I was going to have a chance, and I was upset about it. But being able to fight The Undertaker at WrestleMania was huge.
Okay, that's all 5.
Yeah, because I didn't think I'd get the opportunity to fight The Undertaker. And
He was
I was able to do
retired.
that. Yes. So I was super stoked that I was able to do something like that.
Now, I just had a twisty turny pop up in my head.
All right.
So, what are the top 5 spotlight moments in your career that you love the most?
I think I just named them.
Oh, it sounded better in my head. In 2016, you wrestled John Cena, who is one of my wrestling heroes, at SummerSlam, which was named Match of the Year by PWI. Can you tell me what moment you remember most about that match and what that match meant to you? For me, it would be him doing the double AA off the top rope.
Yes, I would agree with you on that one. That was huge. It was just a special match. With the story going into that match was great, and then finally having John Cena and AJ Styles fight at SummerSlam was huge. I loved everything about that match. I couldn't have asked for a better opponent, and John Cena. I definitely learned a lot from him and being in the ring with him.
Honestly, that was just like you said, John Cena was a good match. I know just as a good match that you would fight. Even though I believe that you two are on different brands, I think it would be Edge versus you.
Well, you say that, but isn't he on Raw?
Yes? Oh, I thought he was on SmackDown because of this whole Seth Rollins thing.
I don't know. I thought he was on Raw. I could
He's
be
on
wrong.
Raw. I thought he was on Raw because of the whole thing before he got drafted. And everything.
Yeah, with because he was on that, but I thought that he got traded or drafted to Raw.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a chance.
Yep. Fingers crossed. Because I've heard of everybody talking about that match, and I know that would probably be a good match.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay, we got about 6 questions. 7 questions.
All right, let's knock them out.
What has been your most memorable or favorite storyline in your career?
I think we're going to go back to John Cena, the story that him and I had together. I thought that was great.
Okay. During WrestleMania 36, you were involved in probably one of the biggest storylines in WWE history because you were taking on The Undertaker in his final ride match, ending in a graveyard match. What did it mean to you to be in the that would what did it mean to you to be the wrestler that would make history, being the final one to fight the Undertaker, and how did that come about?
Yep, I'm doing an interview. I think that the greatest thing about it didn't matter that it was his last match. It was the opportunity to be able to face the Undertaker. That's all I cared about. To be able to learn from someone who's done it all, that was important to me. And he's a good friend. So it wasn't about, being his last match. It was about having one with the Undertaker.
So we have about 7 more questions.
All right.
You have won a lot of championships in your career. Which one has meant the most to you?
Which match has meant the most to me?
Sorry. Has meant the most to you.
Yeah, I think
Championship.
Championship. Well, I mean, the WWE Championship was definitely the one that's meant the most to me. But then there's always, I think it's any championship I've took pride in. If people wanted to put a championship on me, I thought that was a cool thing, and I needed to do my best to make sure I represent that championship, whether it be in Japan or wherever I was. So I always took pride in that.
You may have won a lot of championships, but I know one championship you've never won.
Which is
Steven's Wrestling Journey belt.
Well, wait till I see you in Toronto.
Huh?
I may have to pin you.
Nah, you ain't gonna get this away from me. This is my WWE championship.
Well, you better not step into the ring with me. I'll roll you up.
Hey, don't hold the tights.
Well, I'm kind of a bad guy. I don't know if you know that.
I know. I see that your kids are really into sports, and there are a lot of wrestling families with 2nd and 3rd generation wrestlers. Do any of your kids want to become a wrestler like you?
I think they want to do their own thing right now, and as they get older, they may decide to be a wrestler. And if they do, then I'll support that, but only if they try to extend their education, whether it be technical school or college. I want them to try to get as much education as they can. That way, if wrestling, and believe me, wrestling doesn't always work out. If it doesn't, they have something to fall back on.
Yep, like this.
That's right.
Maybe my mom tells me that. Maybe. What has been your most memorable fan encounter? Well, from now, because I know your most memorable is gonna be me when we meet.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, true.
What's your most memorable from now?
I got to be honest with you. I've had. Listen, there's been so many fans that I've met, and they've all been so cool and so kind. It's hard to pick one that was like, whoa, but there've always been those fans that make me think, oh man, I'm so glad that I'm able to do this and make someone smile. I know that sounds cheesy and cliche, but it's true. It's true. I really enjoy what I do.
Honestly, I agree with you, because everybody asks me, what's your most favorite video that you've recorded with somebody? I'm like, I can't pick. They're like my kids.
There you go.
Because I technically have 3 kids. I have 3 puppies.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Those are your kids, huh?
Yeah, basically.
You wait on them hand and foot?
Huh? You
wait on them hand and foot like your mom does to you?
Yep.
Like in your brother going and making them spaghetti and meatballs?
Yeah. Just like I said about your funny stories of your pets later or earlier on this. I may or may not have a dog that I woke up chewing my pinky toe.
It happens. It was especially the younger, like puppy-ish kind of dogs.
Yeah, they were teething.
Yep, it happens.
Okay, we have 4 more questions.
All right.
When you are inducted into the Hall of Fame, because I know you definitely will be inducted, because you're arguably one of the best of all time, Who do you want to introduce you and why?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I've talked to this, I've talked to Dolph Ziggler, and him and I, we think that we just want a video to play rather than someone induct us into the Hall of Fame, like a cool music video, and then you walk out and then you have your induction speech. If I get the opportunity to be in the Hall of Fame, that's what I'd like to do.
When you get inducted into the Hall of Fame.
You say when, I say if.
If you could fight any wrestler, dead or alive, well, or both, who would your dream opponent be, and what type of match would you have?
So I would have a traditional match, and whether it be Eddie Guerrero or Shawn Michaels, I would love to have the opportunity to just be in that kind of that same mindset and learn from those guys. I think that'd be fun. That face is ridiculous.
Wow. What advice do you have for young wrestlers that are just starting out?
I think for young wrestlers starting out is be patient. Learn everything you can, and you can learn from people that you're like, I can't learn from this guy. This guy's not very good. You'll learn how to work around people who aren't very good. So there's always something to learn by anybody you work. Be a sponge, and be coachable. I think that might be the most important thing, as crazy as that sounds. Don't have an ego. Just be ready to learn.
Well, guys, that's all the time we have for today. I want to say a huge thank you to AJ for taking the time to sit with me. This meant the world to me. Do you have any final words for my viewers, AJ?
Well, I always say this. I'm looking. I always say this, that I would be nothing without my fans. So without them, I don't have a job. I don't have a career. I don't have anything. I enjoy what I do. So thank you to all the wrestling fans in the world who made AJ Styles what he is to this very day. And if you hadn't followed Steven, you need to do that. This is his YouTube channel, Steven's Wrestling Journey. Make sure you follow him. Click the notifications. Make sure you I think we got to ring the bell and whatnot stuff. That way he knows that he gets followers. So
ding,
do
ding,
that.
Ding.
Yeah, ding ding ding. Let's do it. Follow this kid. He's awesome.
Thank you. Can we do a part 2?
Part 2. I say we could. Yeah, absolutely.
Before we go, can I please get a too sweet?
Too sweet.
Too sweet.
Love it, kiddo.
Thank you again so much, AJ. Remember to check out AJ every Monday night on Raw, and to follow him on all social media. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to play Phenomenal Forum on that subscribe button and a Styles Clash on that like button. Until next time, guys, always remember to never give up and to always be yourself. Bye, guys!